on and put it on me.
Put it on you, girl. I'ma put it on you, girl. Got to do with it.
Men will do literally anything to avoid asking a question. You'd be like, I'm getting surgery tomorrow. And they'd be like, oh, cool. I had surgery once. Okay. What was your surgery? And then they'll tell you, and then they'll never ask you a question in your life.
I have never met a married woman, a happily married woman, who had to prove to the man who asked her to marry him that she was worth marrying by doing like traditional women shit.
Some point in time, keep on complaining about men not being chivalrous and men not being traditional. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to line up or a man is not going to.
Lost a BB? Good. She lost a king. You were loyal, you showed up, you had vision, values, and presence. She couldn't see it? That's on her. A real man doesn't beg to stay in someone's life. He walks, calm, quiet, focused, and every step away makes her realize what she'll never have again. You didn't lose her. She lost the one thing she'll never replace. If you know your worth, like and follow.
So partly this is a joke, partly it's really not. I mean, I've been separated for the last 12 years, divorced for a couple months now. So I'm lonely. Where's all the men? Where's the Gen X men at? Is there any left? Is there any good ones left? I mean, if anybody's out there looking, hey, I mean, I know this ain't no dating site. I mean, I'm in the TikTok shop. I do videos on TikTok shop, but like, I'm so freaking lonely. I'm sick of being alone. I need to date again. What is that like? Anybody feel me?
Once a man is able to tally up the cost of losing his house, losing my pension or my 401k, whatever it is, losing access to that, losing access to stuff that you don't even need to have your hands on. That's when a man says, you know what, maybe a relationship isn't really for me. Maybe I ought to back off and go a different direction. Oh, wait, you got to take the leap. I don't actually. And I'm not.
This question is mostly for the woman, but guys, if you met your wife or your girl and you want to say where you met her at, bro, feel free to talk. Let's keep it
Gender neutral.
But women, where do you guys want the approach at, or where do guys go to find single women? Because apparently we can't go to the grocery store anymore. Someone just said they don't want guys talking to them there. We can't go to the gym because a lady almost had a whole
Heart attack.
talking about how the guy made eye contact with her. Then a girl said she doesn't want a guy DMing her because her future man doesn't DM random women.
I don't get it.
And then when you girls do go out to clubs or whatever, you go out
With the defensive MVP.
that's blocking every single shot that's not even towards them. So it's like, where do men go out to find single women? Because now guys are getting confused, and then you guys are wondering, why don't men come up to women anymore?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I didn't know what yearning is until I heard my social media team talking about it. And I learned that when a man yearns to a woman, that's okay. But when a woman yearns to a man, that's not so okay. This is my explanation. A woman energy, feminine energy receives. Man energy, masculine energy gives. When a woman receives, that's getting the yearning of the masculine energy. That's nature. The sperm runs after the egg. Very simple.
And I think it's even gotten to the point where dudes are not at the bar anymore. You don't have guys at the bar anymore. They're not going a lot of places. How come we can't find guys at lounges or bars to buy us drinks? Well, because for one, y'all act like y'all are entitled to the drink. When the man gives you the drink, then y'all sit up there and smirk in his face like, no, get on, be gone. Are you serious? Are you serious? I just paid $15, $20, $30 for a drink for you to be like, now get on. Don't say hi. Don't say thank you. Just That's what you're supposed to do, as you should. Okay, and I won't be doing it again.
I don't think guys realize how crucial this is, but if a girl does something you don't like, if she's being shady or if she's just being plain mean, you can walk away. I don't know why this is really hard for guys because girls do it all the time, but it is a superpower that a guy has, is that you can walk away if you're not feeling it or if she's doing something that you don't like. And 9 out of 10 times, if you walk away, she's gonna come back even stronger because she's not used to guys doing this. Most guys just simp for her. She's used to getting her way. She throws a tantrum, gets what she wants. But if you're not that guy, she's going to be attracted to that because she's going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot play games with this guy because he's serious and he'll just leave me.
And you'll have a lot of these modern women that will ask about chivalry. They'll ask about a man being traditional, right? But the issue is, when the man was giving you flowers, you were rolling your eyes at him. You was giggling, you was laughing. You know, a man go and open a door for you, he get a lecture on how you're strong and independent and you don't need no man and thanks, but and whatever other stupid stuff that you want to come with. Oh, well, thanks, but you know, I really don't need that. So I don't want you holding on my hand. I wasn't going to do that. I was just being a gentleman like I was taught. When men continue to come up against that attitude over and over again, why in the world would they keep on going in that direction? Why would they keep on doing that? Why would they keep on giving you the benefit of him being a gentleman and you're just going to act?
Unpopular opinion: if you do not respect your man, it's going to be near impossible to convince him that you love him, especially because they associate respect with being appreciated, trusted, admired, looked up to, because some of their biggest roles is to be protectors and providers. If you are constantly talking down on that man, criticizing that man, disrespecting that man, you cannot expect for him to believe that you love him, especially because most men value respect over love. You have to show him that you respect him in order for him to feel like you love him.
Remember Paula Cole's song, Where Have All the Cowboys Gone? I feel like I'm always singing that in my head, just looking for signs of life, of just men, you know? Case in point, I just was in a pretty busy shopping center around lunchtime. I was walking up to a UPS store carrying 2 pretty big boxes that I needed to return to Amazon. They were awkward. It was heavy. You could tell that I was struggling. Guys were around me everywhere. Notice I say guys and not men. It was as if I didn't exist. And then all of a sudden I hear the kind voice of a woman saying, "Can I help you?" Yes, you can. Not only did she go out of her way to kind of catch up to me and get a door for me, but she was carrying a couple of pretty big bags of a to-go order, and that didn't stop her. I was so grateful. But for the guys, it's just nothing. Nothing.
And here's what women will do, modern women. They'll reject a man for years. Right, whether it, single moms and stuff like, well, I got men lined up, and they'll say all of this stuff, and they'll talk a whole bunch of trash. They'll sit up here and reject men for years, and expect those same men, to step up. They'll expect those same men to, we need a man to step up. And be a stepdad without question. Well, do this, go here, do that, right? A man ain't got no word from nobody, but just step up, start taking care of my kids. It don't matter if my kids going to disrespect you in the future. I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to be on your side. You're always going to be a last priority. But step up. Step up to get abused. Step up to get taken advantage of. Step up to be disrespected. Why? Why would anybody want to do that?
There are guys out there that have never asked a girl out for their number. I was having this conversation with my homies and they basically ended up telling me that they have never, and I mean never, asked a girl for their number. But after hearing the reason as to why they never did, it actually makes sense. A lot of times on social media, you see the types of videos where a guy walks up to a girl and asks for her number and calls her pretty, says all these beautiful things about her, then gets a response of absolute horror. Now truly imagine for a moment you walking up to a beautiful young lady and you asking for her name, then you giving her a compliment. You give your name, of course, and then she just sits there like this, then starts screaming for help or starts running away. What is that even type of reaction? I understand why guys don't even ask for numbers nowadays, because I've seen it on social media. Thankfully that has never happened to me, but Jesus Christ, I would be scared shitless if I ever saw that.
I think modern women have to start understanding that you're not really the only one out here that has anything to lose. That's what a lot of these modern women do a lot of times, is they try to say things like, well, it's not good to get married because I'm going to have to be a slave and a servant, and then go on describing all of the things, all of the terrible things that they have to come in contact with. Mind you, the man that they're with is paying all of their bills, pretty much. The man that they're with is paying for the dates. He's paying for a lot of the things that she wants, and she's still complaining. She's still complaining about what he isn't doing, what he'll never be, what he hasn't been thus far. Just completely ungrateful. At some point in time, you have to, y'all be in the mirror looking at positive affirmations. How come there's no positive affirmation to understand how to treat a man? You love yourself. You're beautiful. You is kind. You is strong. You is pretty. You is going to be nice today. You is going to be a good person. You is going to be respectful. How come y'all don't put that on y'all's mirror? How come y'all don't put that on y'all's list of affirmations? You is not going to be a jerk.
This may or may not be a really hot take, but men don't respect you based on what you look like. They respect you based on how you act. Let me break that down for you real quick. Men give the most attention to the woman that they feel like they can't get away with mistreating. Not the prettiest one in the room, but the one with the clearest boundaries. And that is, of course, if he's a real man and not a boy. You can literally be so stunning. You can be the full package, but if you're letting that slide, he will not respect you. At best, they'll keep you around for convenience, but at worst, they are going to see exactly how far they can get before you snap, which is not a position that you ever want to find yourself in. And I get it. You think that if you're pretty enough, kind enough, low maintenance enough, they'll finally value you. But baby girl, they respect discipline, not desperation. So you need to stop rearranging yourself to be chosen by a man that literally would not bat an eyelash if you disappeared from his life. You are literally that big. Don't beg for his attention, because it's not cute, mama, and you deserve so much better than that. You do not over-explain, and you definitely don't wait around for the bare minimum. You really need to decenter these losers. You were way too hot to be begging for crumbs.
And I think also something else that men go through that a lot of modern women don't really care about is modern women, a lot of them are cold, a lot of them are indifferent until they decide that you're worth their time. He's a person that, I guess it's worth it to talk to him and be nice to him and treat him like a human being, right? She don't smile at you. She don't engage. She won't give you anything until you're vetted for the job. And that doesn't make any sense, man. Because if I'm saying, hey, how's it going? And you can't say, hey, how are you? And be polite. Obviously it's not all women, but there's a lot of ladies out here, a lot of modern women out here that you'll be talking to them and they won't talk to you until, oh, he's got a nice car. Oh, he's got a nice a job. Or he's the VP of sales, or he's the VP of finance. Oh man, he's very powerful and maybe he can help me out. Then all of a sudden she's friendly. All of a sudden, oh, I just didn't know you, and I guess I just never even seen you around. We're sitting at the same table for lunch, and I was saying, so what do you do? What unit do you work in? Who's your supervisor? When'd you come into the job? Just trying to get to know a little bit more about you. But you act like you didn't hear me. Modern women are doing that crap, man. And that when a man stops messing around with you because you was acting stupid, it'll be your own fault.
When a man moves on, it's not because he never loved you. It's not because he never liked you. It's not because he wasn't interested. It's simply the fact that, and if you're sensitive, don't watch this, but it's the fact that he understands he has other options. He's not going to put his life on hold for you because he understands his worth. Why is he going to wait around for you? Are you doing the same thing? You're probably flirting with other guys. You're probably trying to numb the pain, drinking, whatever it is. Like, a lot of women think, how can you move on so quickly from me? Probably because during the whole entire relationship, you were disrespecting him. It's easy to move on from someone like that, to be honest. And the only way that he cannot move on from you is if you are a good person. Because even if you treated him bad, if you're a good person, then it should be hard for him. One-on-one coaching will be my Bible.
This answer is going to be layered and complex for women is because women always give more. Always, always, always.
What do they give more of, if you don't mind me asking? According to this app, okay, men have to ask all women out on dates. Women should never ask men out. Men should frequently get women flowers. Women should never get men flowers. Men should pay for every date. Women should never take their wallet out in the presence of a man. A man should pay their rent or at least offer to help with a bill. They should never give a man money for any reason, and if he ever needs money, leave him. Men have to bring peace, safety, stability, but you can be a little emotional roller coaster. Like, genuinely, like, women who think like her, answer me, what do you do? Like, at all? Legitimately, let alone do more of. Like, what's one thing that you do? It's like some people just say things with no reason. And the thing is, the comment basically asked her, like, hey, you know, what are your thoughts on, like, standards for women in dating? Like, as far as, like, what's the bare minimum for women to do in relationships? And she's like, oh, yeah, like, we don't talk about that because men can't do their bare minimum. And then she went on to say this. So, and I'm just like, bro, none of this makes any sense. Like, I'm confused. Again, like, what is being done?
This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, you know, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know and I can try to get the congregation together and we can try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
I'm tired of being a strong, independent woman.
It's not about putting the furniture together. Putting the furniture together just reminds us that we're alone. And that, in and of itself, is painful because it's not the way it's supposed to be. I get it. A lot of women will treat you guys like, put the furniture together, you know, do this, do that, do the other, like a handyman. But that wouldn't affect her on the level it's affecting her if it were just about putting some furniture together. It's about she knows this is not how it's supposed to be. And she knows she's lacking something of great meaning. That's why it's affecting her on this level. Boy,
and I want to lay down and rest. And I want help. I want to be able to rely on somebody else for a change. Move into my feminine era and then literally just lay down and rest.
And I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you want to be a wife in the future or a spouse, it does not matter how good you are in bed or how well you throw down in the kitchen or the fact that you're OCD about being the best cleaner in the world. All those things don't matter if you don't know how to apologize, if you don't know how to pick your battles, if you don't know how to speak life into someone, pray over someone, prioritize someone, if you're unwilling to compromise, if you have an attitude problem. The best part about marriage is being able to build and grow with someone else. else. Try not to focus too much on like superficial things, because it's truly the ability to connect with someone in an intangible, spiritual way that makes you the partner for them. The reason why no one compares to my husband has nothing to do with his physical attribute. He drives me to work every day. He remembers to clean my scrubs if I'm late on laundry. He encourages me to pursue my goals. If he says he's going to do something, he does it. No questions asked. The most reliable human being I've ever met. And it's our words and actions that we've built over years that will always make him a priority in my life. Basically, being in a relationship is a lot more about developing with someone and collaborating than it is about being performative or trying to be a specific archetype of something for someone, you know? Just my humble opinion.
What the f does that mean? I don't get why I'm still single. I'm a catch. What is going on in my life where I don't have a man? Or are my standards too high? Like nowadays, men today want to be chased. What happened to masculinity? What happened to men courting women? Back in the day, dating was so much easier. Today's dating is hell. You give a guy your number, and all of a sudden, you don't hear from them until 3 to 4 days later. What was the point of me giving you my number? The talking doesn't go as far as the actual app. There are no, let me take you out to dinner. Well, let's go catch a movie. Let's get to know each other. What happened to men actually planning dates? What happened to it? I do not chase men. I did it once, will never do it again. My biggest ick is a guy that can't hold a conversation. Now, I gotta talk the whole date. I hate it. You be dating no guy that don't have no money. I don't want some shala, but I've dated broke men my whole life. Now I'm in a place where I have money and I want to travel and I want to see the world. I want you to have the financial stability to pick up and go on a trip. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for no Louis. I'm not asking for no bust down Chanel.
Man, let us know what y'all think about this. Leave a comment down below.
Is it true that women marry who they can settle for and not who they want?
No, I think that women sleep with who they want. Men sleep with who they can. Men marry who they want, but women marry who they can, right? So it's the inverted action of it. And I think that we as women, I don't think that we just settle inside of marriage. I think that we choose a person, sometimes to our detriment. I think that we lack the ability to vet it out because we've been taught not to date more than one person at a time. And I don't mean sleep with multiple people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying genuinely getting to know. And then what happens? You'll be on a date. Let's say you go on a date 4 times in the month. You hit it off with one guy, then you cut off all the other 3. But the truth is you might spend 6 months with this one guy that you didn't even like, not knowing that it was guy number 3 that could have been your future forever. And now you cut that man off because of a man that kind of made you feel a certain type of way. Right. And so I would just really challenge women to be much more logical in the sense of who they're choosing and why they're choosing them. Monetary, although that is important, it's not enough. A beautiful body, although that's nice to have, it's not enough. The real nitty gritty inside of relationships that last is your mental, emotional, and spiritual strength. If you don't have those things, the body and the money don't matter. I know people that have all the money and they're super depressed. You know, they're sad, they're miserable. They feel like what's it all for? Nothing even matters. They run through people, they run through relationships. They can't keep solid people in their lives, right? And then I also know people that are rich, that have the mental capacity, the spiritual content. Everything. And so it's just a different level of life when you're able to have the things that matter most, and the way that you look and the money that you have are icing on the cake. Right. But I think we as women need to look for what matters most.
And ladies, the reason why you're not seeing men be who they used to be is because you're not being who those women used to be to get that man. Just saying though, you gotta check your fruit, baby. If your fruit is rotten, then you're gonna get rotten fruit. But if you have good fruit, you're gonna get good fruit. So let that go over your head now and start getting emotional. Just telling you the truth because I love you. Goodbye.
I always thought it was bizarre when women say men are not like what they used to be, or what happened to men? Why aren't men today like our grandfathers and great grandfathers? Because the easy answer to that is because the women are not like our grandmothers and great grandmothers. I mean, just think logically. Do women really believe that the men of the past, the ones that they praise, the ones that they romanticize as far as the treatment that they would give to their grandmothers and great grandmothers. Do you think our grandfathers and our great grandfathers, do you think the choices they had were women who came with children already? Do you think the choices they had were women who had 3 baby daddies? Do you think the choices they had of women were all 80% overweight? Do you think the choices that men had of the past, that women came with 20, 30 bodies already? No, of course the men of today aren't like the men of the past, because the women of today are nothing like the women of the past. And I think both men and women have to accept that. We aren't bringing what our grandfathers and great grandfathers are bringing, and women aren't doing the same. So this is where we're at now. Where do we go from here?
And you see that a lot of these modern women want the perfect man, which I get. It's just that a lot of times you guys don't really bring perfection. You bring chaos, trouble, stuff that men can't use, stuff that men don't want to be a part of. It almost seems like modern women bring the exact thing that a man doesn't want. Does that make sense? Like, out of all of the things, like say for instance, a man has a list of things that he wants, could tolerate, and then the things that he absolutely cannot tolerate. And she brings none of the things that he wants. Well, you know, she probably looks good, so that's a thing. It's a major thing that he wants. But she's not bringing anything in the middle. I have the looks, but then all this other stuff that you don't want, I'm going to bring. My body count, I'm going to bring that. Instead of just saying, okay, well, you know, there's been a few guys that I've, you know, experimented with. We'll say it like that. You've experimented with the entire town. What am I going to do with that? I mean, unless you're a dude and you've experimented with the entire town, then yeah. And I guess if you like a woman that has experimented with the entire town, then I guess that wouldn't be a problem for you. So, you know, if that's the case, I'm just saying, the things that a lot of men would say, well, you know, I would kind of go this way and I'll kind of leave these things alone. The vast majority of the things that a man would leave alone, these modern women are bringing to the table.